Radiant team pick.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Yard G2A Festival, the first of the main event games. And here we are in a perhaps a little bit late best of 3, but it's fine. Better late than never. We can see Burden United going up against Goomba BU without any of the reserve time because they were slacking on getting in here, but that's fine. Anyway, here on Yardfest Hitbox channel, I'm Mikelorus. I'm going to be one of your casters. Got MoreRagePlz here as well, and man, I'm excited because I've never actually casted BU before, and I'm assuming this is their full lineup, although I have no idea. They have some weird names going on. How are you doing today?
I'm doing lovely as well. Looking forward to casting BU. Necroman juxtaposed here. Gonna play 2 roles apparently for BU. They always got to make it difficult for us casters. But yeah, as you mentioned, a little bit of a penalty going BU's way. Shouldn't be the biggest deal. Goomba already trolling, eating into their reserve time, which they have quite a bit of. They're gonna open up with the Storm Lion, so a lot of initiation already into this sniper.
A lot of anti-sniper tech, and I guess to a certain degree, a lot of anti-Queen of Pain tech as well. Both Storm and Lion, though, they may be on the receiving end of a Queen of Pain blink, and they could also chase her down. They could lock her down so that she can't blink away, and Goomba opening their draft up with a lot of lockdown. And I mean, Queen of Pain is a decent first pick or second pick or whatever, but up against Storm Spirit Lion, do you really want to be picking up Queen of Pain? It seems like they could have gotten away with a safer pick like a support to try to shut down the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, she's going to have to do really well mid lane, which is definitely doable up against a Storm Spirit if that ends up being the matchup for her. But later on into the game, it does look very dicey for this Queen of Pain. It's going to force her into a BKB at some point, which is not certainly ideal if you want to see your Queen of Pain snowballing out of control. So going to be a little bit dicey, but we'll see if BU can make it work for Necroman, who generally picks that up towards the mid lane. We're going to see a Broodmother ban come out from BU amongst other things. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, Queen of Pain is usually pretty good against Broodmother.
Yeah.
Sniper, not exactly the best, since you just need to keep her away for right now. But, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really seem like the most dangerous hero that Goomba can pick up right now. If you're looking towards those offlane heroes, then it's just more initiation heroes. And since Goomba already have that Storm Spirit, they're going to go ahead and ban out the Clockwork. They're okay with, not letting Burden United get away with the Bat Rider or the Clockwork and just having the Storm Spirit to initiate their fights. Queen of Pain is not going to be that initiator. She never really will be. So unless Burden want to scrape a little bit more of the bottom of the barrel, they're going to be stuck with some subpar to mediocre initiation, unless they grab up an axe, which is still possible.
Yeah, it's a little curious to see that Axe has slipped this far through the draft, but certainly the positioning tools available to them via the Clockwork would have been nice to have to create a little bit of space in front of the sniper, so I do like the ban coming out from Goomba there. We'll see what they look to supplement this draft with here after. Could use a little bit of a farm-heavy support. I would like to see that coming out from them. They already have quite a bit of space creation in the Storm Spirit and the Lion. A lot of squishies on the side of BU as well, so I wouldn't mind seeing something like a Sand King.
Yeah, they could go down that route, or they could similarly go down a route that grabs a Disruptor and then effectively ban that one out from BU. Typically a pretty common support counter to the Storm Spirit, and if they grab it themselves, then it's also pretty good up against the Queen of Pain. Maybe not as much versus the Sniper, but as an effective ban and pick, then that could also be another way that they could go. Otherwise, they could just grab their safe lane here, although I'm pretty sure they're going to wait as much as they can for that. They don't really have much of a rush right now, but really they're just sitting on their time right now. Double stuns or any sort of support with CC is going to almost be a necessity going up against Queen of Pain, and if they can initiate onto the Sniper, then that's just gravy. But it's going to be a Zeus for now for Goomba. Just sheer burst damage. Not exactly the best way at locking down Queen of Pain for sure, but killing off Sniper, killing off the soft Witch Doctor, Zeus will do it all.
Yeah, we just touched upon the squishies on the side of BU. They're going to add a little bit of sustain here with the Voodoo Restoration coming out from the Witch Doctor, but I don't mind the Zeus pickup here. I would expect it to be a support at this point. I've seen a lot of Zeus offlane run, but with the Queen of Pain pickup, this probably indicates that the Sniper is in the safe lane, and having those early charges in Shrapnel is really going to spell doom for a Zeus if he's on his own. So I expect it to be a support. Maybe he goes towards the offlane, but it's certainly going to be a perilous one if they opt for that route. So we'll see what Goomba's 4th pick is here, and that'll be a little bit more telling as to their draft.
Right, so Burden United just grabbing a pretty okay support hero, I think. Like, Witch Doctor versus Storm Spirit is not really what you want to be doing to counter him. There's no primary stun so that the Witch Doctor can follow up with a secondary cask. So BU, they still need to grab some CC, otherwise the Storm Spirit is just going to run rampant. And that's really rare to see a Storm Spirit that's picked up first that isn't directly hard countered with like 2 or 3 immediate picks. So for Goomba, they're going to be pretty happy by the fact that their Storm Spirit is going to wait all the way to the 4th pick, maybe even 5th, before he actually sees any sort of significant counter coming out from BU, as Goomba themselves take the Juggernaut.
Yeah, and I think you touched upon it earlier, and it seems ever the more appealing now for BU. The Axe is a great counter to the Juggernaut as well as the Storm Spirit if he can land a significantly placed call, and I really would have liked to see them pick it up here. They are going to try and mitigate all the squishiness by picking up one of the tankier supports in the game with the Ogre Magi. Not having the best cast animation could really screw him in this one, though. The Blade Fury can be gotten off reactively by the Juggernaut. Zeus will probably have a blink at some point. Lion has his disables. The Ball Lightning is there from the Storm Spirit as well. So he's going to need some really, really advantageous situations and positioning in order to get some of these bigger Fire Blasts off and maybe even refine Fire Blasts.
Yeah, it's nice to say that, oh, he has a point-click stun that comes out instantly, but even though like there's no projectile involved, it still takes a very long time to actually get the fire out of his hands, and Storm Spirit, if he's on the ball, could just get away from that. So BU, though they will have opportunities when they will be able to get the jump on the Storm Spirit, open up with the Fire Blast before Storm has a chance to react, follow up with the Cask, burst him down with the Queen of Pain. That is not going to be a guaranteed occurrence coming out from the BU side, but still, I mean, it's nice to see Ogre Magi. It's been quite a long time since I've seen him, and I do think that he should be played more. Maybe that cast animation a little bit too crippling, but hey, he's the tankiest support in the game, almost bar none. Maybe Spirit Breaker's up there, but for Goomba, what's going to be their last? Can't be that Mag was banned out. It's an Undying. If they weren't already aggressive, well, then they sure as hell are now. The squishies on Burden United just got a little bit squishier.
Yeah, so maybe they do opt to put that Storm or that Zeus off in the off lane, but they couple it up with the Undying and the Lion in an aggressive scenario. Up against the Sniper, it's probably not the best lane to run into early on. They also have the Sustain we mentioned earlier, and the Ogre pretty damn tanky, good at zoning, so it'll be interesting to see the laning decision coming out from Goomba. Dual lanes are certainly a possibility. BU going to round out the lineup here with Alina. Interesting choice from them. This probably means that the Queen of Pain is going to go towards that off lane.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like she's going to have the worst of times, but it, of course, does depend on how Goomba decide to lane this. They have a lot of flexibility, like Zeus core, Undying core, Juggernaut core. I mean, these are all like things that they could shuffle around and get away with in offensive tri-lanes or defensive tri-lanes. And I think they would probably like to play things more aggressively, so an offensive tri-lane with like Undying, Lion, and Juggernaut or something like that. It's awkward for sure having 2 melee heroes in that lane up against Burden United, who are only going to have, well, 1 melee hero because they only have 1 melee hero in the Ogre Magi. So things can get a little bit awkward there, but if they do get off to like a nice early start with a random Hex landing between the spin from Juggernaut and Undying stickiness, there's not really many ways that BU can get out of that.
Yeah, it's going to be certainly a little bit perilous for them. We're going to jump into the game, and as is pretty common nowadays, we're going to have a pause as we jump in. Hopefully, this is going to be remedied a little bit soon, but looks like both sides may be lagging. Looks like Goomba having the worst of it at this point. They
can't move. I wonder why. There must be some sort of correlation between this game being paused and their inability to move their heroes. But yeah, this game took a hell of a long time to get going. Not really the cleanest start for the Guard G2A festival, but you know what? If we could have all the delays for the entire tournament out here in day 1, then I am so okay with that.
Yeah, if we get them out of the way, there's a lot of good Dota to be played. There's at least 5 teams that I probably could see being at the end of this, BU included in that. There's London Conspiracy, Vega, quite a few teams that are slipping in my mind that look really good here. So expect it to be very tight competition in this one.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to pull up the bracket since we're just not doing anything. We're just waiting for Goomba to get in. We got a lot of really sweet teams, like BBC's around, M5, Flipside
PR.
Scary Faces getting a lot of traction lately, Power Rangers, 4SC, another team that they've been around for a long time, but I just coincidentally have never really casted. Like there's some pretty big names in this tournament, so it should be a pretty good one. And by the way, the winner of this one, BU versus Goomba, goes up to face either London Conspiracy or a Vega.
Yeah, so that's going to be definitely a good matchup there. Both teams pretty damn strong. Vega, particularly. LC has been strong for a little while, but they kind of seem to taper off a little bit more recently. Another thing to note, Four Clovers and Leprechaun, Gold Black's new squad is playing in this tournament. Really excited to see them. If you guys haven't already seen that, it's Gold Black, Yol, BZZ, Hani, and Sexy Bamboo. So that's kind of a scary lineup on paper. We'll see how it fares practically.
Dude, I want to see that team so badly now. Like, I just heard about that it was a thing now that they just made their team. I had no idea that it was that much star power. That's going to be exciting. And hopefully it's not going to be, like, super delayed and postponed for ages. Oh, man. Okay, so hopefully we can actually get this going. But, again, the big problem right now, guys, is that the ticket right now is not in Dota because Valve works on their own time. And because there is no ticket, we have a couple of awkward names, so yeah, it's going to be hard to keep track of who's actually who in this particular game, but we'll do the best that we can as we do unpause and get ourselves into some lanes. Let's see who's going to be playing what on the Goomba side. I have no idea who Nicer Dicer Plus is, but you know what?
I think that's exist.
You think that's exist? Okay, because I thought he was playing on BBC now. I think that might have been a little bit outdated. Either way, ED is on Lion. I know that's a thing. RMN is on the Storm Spirit. That's definitely correct. Chill is on the Undying, and A Moment is going to be playing the Zeus. Looking to go down towards bottom to start things out.
Yeah, it's definitely at least 4 out of 5 in the full lineup of Goomba that we're used to. But either way, from the side of BU, we're going to have Necroman playing up on the Ogre Magi. I don't even know if that's the real Necroman, but I believe it is. Bratatata, which is Saksha. Last time I checked, playing on the Lina. We've got Come With Me, who's actually Come With Me on the Witch Doctor. That leaves Necroman in the mid lane on the Sniper. That should be the real Necroman. And finally, VX is Sing Sing, I believe, on the Queen of Pain over in the safe lane. Or a stand-in for him, who knows.
Yeah, I have no idea if that's actually Sing Sing or what. I also don't know who the real Necroman is because there's 2 of them, because thank you, BU, for making things very simple for us there. But we'll just keep calling them what they decide to label themselves as, and you guys are just going to have to deal with it because it is hard to read the names and translate them to something else and then figure that out from there. But looking at these lanes, well, one Necroman is looking to go towards mid lane as a sniper, and it might actually be dual lanes here coming out from BU. Ogre Magi and Lina. That's a pub stomping dual lane if I've ever seen one, but will it be enough to combat the Zeus Undying? It's not as direct, not as outright, but Undying v2 seems like a pretty good situation for Chill.
I mean, these are the dual lanes I expected from Goomba with that last pick Undying, but I kind of expected them to be swapped in position. So it's a little interesting that they're going to put their Juggernaut off in the off lane. He's going to be a little bit hard-pressed to find farm here, but we'll see how he ends up doing up against this Queen of Pain.
Well, I mean, at the very least, you want to have the Lion go up against the Queen of Pain. Any other hero is just kind of extra. So I think, yeah, maybe they would have been a little bit better off if they shuffled their lanes a little bit more. Lion versus Queen of Pain is what you want. You want the Undying to go up against as many heroes as possible, and right now he's pretty much just handling this lane all by himself. It's fine for now, but he will eventually need a little bit of help. Up towards top, Sing, or who I presume to be Sing, is actually in a little bit of trouble. He just grabbed level 2, so he is going to be just fine, but trading hits with the Lion and not really coming out substantially ahead has Come With Me has been pretty much AWOL from this laning stage. He's going to run into Edie, though. This Witch Doctor does a lot of damage, but Sing is unwilling to blink forward. He just needs to heal up.
Yeah, he'll be just fine with the regen here. Come With Me, going to rotate in as well. Have to do a little bit of dewarding, it seems. The camp currently missing there, so they will drop an Observer right on top of a Sentry, however, so free 50 gold going CWM's way.
And then over towards mid lane, we have another Necroman who's going to be handling the Sniper over towards the mid lane versus Storm Spirit. Typically a pretty good lane versus the Sniper up until the level 6 mark, when things may get a little bit worse for him, seeing as though his kill potential towards the Storm Spirit is pretty much dropped to nil, and he might actually die himself. But up till then, he can just do stuff like this. Get into a fist fight with the Storm Spirit, use the Shrapnel in order to force our men to either commit to a fight that he's not going to win, or just chase down, dive the tower, go for it. Couple of tower shots on Necroman, and he's going to force the salve. He's going to run to Edie, though. Easy first blood for the Lion. Right place, right time for this Lion, and that's going to be first blood drawn by Goomba.
Yeah, solo kill experience as well. A little bit running in a little bit headlong there for Necroman. Probably could have brought down RMN if it wasn't for his positioning right near the trees. But yeah, this early on, definitely don't want to take that many tower hits, and that's an unfortunate start for BU.
But that's still, like, without that happening, like, if he didn't decide to just go all in there, that would have been a lane that he would have had pretty much on lockdown because of the power of Shrapnel and because of the low attack range from the Storm Spirit. You just zone him out with that Shrapnel, and then you plink away at him with your gun. Usually you're good to go as the sniper until you decide to go all in. Down towards bottom lane, Chill's in quite a bit of trouble. As tanky as he may be, there's a lot of magic damage here on BU. He's going to eat a tree. There's the LSI combo after the Fire Blast. Zombies are on the deck, but Chill's going to die to a Dragon Slave. Lots of zombies everywhere, but I believe it's only level 1 tombstones, or it's level 2 tombstones, so it's not going to do too much. Although Necroman tanking creeps as well. He has 7 armor and like 1,000,000 HP, so he's going to be A-okay. And BU's dual offlane are going to be doing a pretty good job versus this Undying, as long as they get into those sustained fights.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the mid lane being taken handily by this sniper. Already we see RMN retreating off into the jungle. He's going to be bottle crowing as well. So Necroman garnering some sort of an advantage. CS-wise, Roman's still doing very well, but Necroman definitely forcing him out of lane with whenever he has his shrapnels at the ready, which is more often than not.
Yeah, Storm Spirit's still level 5, so he is getting more or less of what he needs. In that level 6 is going to let him play aggressive towards the sniper. Maybe he gets a little bit of support from his buddies, but without that support, I don't know. Even with Ball Lightning, things can get a little bit sketchy for him. We see this now dual offlane of BU, turning things up a notch. One Necroman and Bradada, they're going to just jack the creep wave and really just make this Zeus's life a little bit difficult. A Moment can't really do that much in this lane. He's so much softer than the Undying, so he doesn't really want to paint himself as a target. But if he goes into the lane, if a Fire Blast lands, he's just going to die. Or if an Ignite lands, even if he's in his own jungle, oh no, he's going to get blocked by a range creep. Move, range creep. Someone eat a tree or something. It's too late. Tombstone drops a little bit too late to destroy those trees. And A Moment is caught in a very, very unfortunate position. Wrong place, wrong time for the Zeus, and BU's dual offlane is going to draw another one.
Yeah, a little bit of fortune with the Lion, a little bit of misfortune with the Zeus there. So that's a definitely unfortunate for Goomba's side. But either way, A Moment not doing extremely well. He's finally going to bring himself into lane here and try to get a little bit more XP than he was out of the jungle. And I'm a fan of this decision. Under farm Zeus is pretty damn useless. Top lane, Hex goes out onto Sang Cask. Going to look to disrupt things up. Not going to bounce through to Dicer, though. So all the aggression going to be stymied for now. But either way, definite some kill potential in this off lane if you can chain a couple CCs on the Sing's Queen of Pain.
Yeah, they have the level 2 spike now, so much better than a level 1 spike. Dicer has only gone for 1 point in spin, so it looks like their goal, obviously it shouldn't be get kills on the Queen of Pain, it's just to get farm in the Juggernaut, but they're not even doing fantastically there. Come With Me is managing the lane pretty well, and the Queen of Pain, she's leading the CS by quite a comfortable margin, doubling up the Juggernaut and then some. And Juggernaut really needs more farm than the Queen of Pain does, so Queen of Pain, she's going to be pretty happy with the fact that this dual lane for Goomba, quote-unquote offensive dual lane, isn't really doing that much to shut down this Queen of Pain, whereas conversely, BU's dual lane is doing exactly what you want out of an offensive dual lane. They're getting kills, they're shutting down the farm, and really making Goomba's life difficult down here. So BU, they're getting a pretty nice edge across pretty much all of the lanes.
Yeah, and the decision to put Undying safe lane really hasn't worked out to be a favorable trade for them at all. They haven't really garnered that much farm on the Undying regardless. Hex out mid by the rune spot top. Ball Lightning forward as well from RMN is just going to keep him safe for now. But EDE steals a DD, not the biggest deal from VX. No aggression further.
Up towards top, Dicer's in a little bit of trouble. He'll already use the spin. Healing Ward is dead. Shadow Strike is level 2. They're going to chase down. They need one more Scream though. And Juggernaut is going to survive. TP canceled there. Not sure who that was from. Probably the Undying. But yeah, either way, there is going to be no kill there. It's just the Zeus to die, and Necroman, he's on the hunt. Level 4 Ogre Magi with boots, Orb of Venom. He's going to run to the Storm Spear, and right there, that's the problem with the Ogre Magi's cast time. If you can land the stun, it's fantastic. Otherwise, you just simply can't get it out in time. But still, this Ogre Magi is such a dangerous hero. He is not going to hesitate at all to dive your tower. With 7 armor, 700 HP, he could just go for it. Down towards bottom, Lina going for a kill on the Undying. Looks like the Laguna just fell short there, but man, BU, they're looking so aggressively in so many places for these kills.
Yeah, they are going to get the D ward off onto Minuts' ward there deep in the Radiant jungle, knowing that he probably wasn't there for any other reason than to provide vision for his squad. So definitely the Zeus paying off here, but other than that, a moment being pretty damn underwhelming thus far. He has picked up his level 4 though, so as that value point in static field can be a little bit of a nuisance in team fights if they get to that scenario. They will rotate over the Juggernaut to the safe lane though, try to give him a little bit more farm after failing pretty heavily in the top lane up against that Queen of Pain.
Alright, so getting a little bit of intel here from the BU manager. The real Necroman is playing Sniper. Minuts is going to be on the Ogre.
Yeah.
I don't know how that actually happened. Like, how do you end up with a name like Necroman if you're Minuts? But, yeah, and VX is just a stand-in. The chat says it's Zai, but I'm not going to believe the chat because chat always lies. But it's just a stand-in, so it's not Sing. We're just going to stop calling him that. It's VX.
Shots fired at chat. But either way, 8 minutes in, 3-1 BU score. Looks like they're getting a lot more out of the map at this point. They've actually been able to gradually accumulate 2K in the way of net worth lead and about the same in the way of experience. Mass TP's top lane, ball lightning forward on to Come With Me. He won't be in range for or Vortex. He actually doesn't even have the Vortex, but the Soul Rip gonna finish off the Witch Doctor.
You don't need Vortex if you have a regeneration rune. It's like infinite electric Vortex because the enemies just can't ever escape. Meantime, bottom lane, though, it's the Lina to find 2. Dragon Slave through, and Lion's definitely going to die. Assassination at the moment will also kill him off. That Dragon Slave, man, level 4, absolutely crushing through the 2 supports. The 2 squishiest heroes on Goomba, they didn't stand a chance. Up towards top, maybe Goomba get a tower in response, but VX is just waiting in the wings right now. Here comes the Witch Doctor, who's instantly going to get jumped by RMN, but it's a trap. Queen of Pain is here. Looks like Shadow Strike will be dodged. Storm Spirit once again getting away with so many things because there are not many stuns on this top lane just yet for BU, but still, this bottom lane, Lina Ogre is going off, and Lina is approaching her Eul Scepter at a really, really rapid clip. Quite honestly, doesn't even need it until much later in this particular game.
Yeah, and their aggression has forced Dicer into the jungle as well. They had some great game sense to go jump into the Radiant jungle when they saw RMN up at top lane, aggressing onto the Witch Doctor. So they've been playing this pretty much perfectly, as you mentioned, and Minet's been rotating out of the lane from time to time to give Saksha even more time and more space on his Lina. Already level 8, as you mentioned, a Eul Scepter coming real quick, only a couple hundred away from that Void Stone here. And meanwhile, even after not the best start, Necroman, the real Necroman, has actually picked up his Mask of Madness.
Bottom lane, though, Moment is going to get hit with every nuke in the book, except for that Laguna Blade. Don't get vision, and they will be forced to fall back. Now, Lina in a little bit of trouble as Arman's right on her tail. Another ball lightning will get this kill, and don't even need to, actually. Omni Slash now into Necroman. Lots of armor going to buff a lot of that out. Sonic Wave through onto 2, but it's not quite enough. Actually, it will be with the Fire Blast onto the Jug. Arman trying to get this kill on Minuts will be successful, and now just man fighting the Queen of Pain. She's going to have to disengage and try to bottle up and then re-engage, though Arman has a little bit more mana. I think he still should be dying now, although VX just not quite hitting him. Here comes the assassination, though, not quite able to be dodged as RMM cancels it one too many times. You have to dodge it when it's in transit, and Storm Spirit with no vision really had a difficult time there. It's going to be a 2 for 2, and this off lane for BU still doing its magic, getting a little bit of experience in gold for the Sniper and the Queen of Pain this time, as they bring down 2 of the most important Goomba heroes.
Yeah, I feel like it's advantage BU there for sure. And Come With Me giving a little bit of space in the top lane as well, with VX rotating down to that off lane. He's found level 7 already, so he's got that Death Ward up. Has a couple of components on the way to his urn as well. So certainly not poor by any means. Still above a moment's Zeus, who has picked up a Soul Ring, but still felt pretty ineffective thus far.
Yeah, the Zeus, I mean, I'm going to assume that he's done some de-warding or something like that with Lightning Bolt. Just such an efficient way to do that. But aside from that, he's not really doing all that hot. He is not even at his level 6 mark just yet, which will give him guaranteed vision for his team. But down towards bottom, we have a smoke in from Goomba. RMN, Edie going to be cutting off Minuts. Ogre, can he tank through all of this? Probably not, because it's a 1v3. Now with Electric Vortex up, they'll bring down the Ogre Magi. Edie looking for the second kill on the Lina. Won't quite find it there, but BU end up losing their Ogre Magi, and RMN only did die recently. He's still well on his way towards his Orchid. Up towards top, though, Come With Me, swarmed by well, not a really huge swarm of zombies, just 2. Now Chill, maybe overcommitted a little bit. Here comes VX. Death Ward is there as well, and as tanky as Undying is, I don't think you could out-tank a Death Ward, even if you are in that Flesh Golem state. Witch Doctor is going to get a little bit of revenge on the Undying up towards top, and well, here comes the Zeus. VX dropping pretty low to that Bolt, but a moment still short of his level 6. He's going to Arc Lightning Come With Me. So many zombies here. They're just going to work down the Witch Doctor. Now the Thunder God's Wrath comes online. off of that Wish Doctor kill. He'll get the kill on the Queen of Pain. Here comes MyNuts looking for some revenge for his teammates, but it's a little bit too late. In the meantime, Sniper dies. Yeah, he was...
Fingered, yeah.
Okay, coming in as well, I guess. Finger of Death from Edie got that kill, so it's a 3-for-1 for Goomba.
Yeah, very nice set of engagements for them. Only the Undying dying. It brings a moment all the way up to level 8 from previously level 5. So that Witch Doctor kill, as you mentioned, allowing him to eclipse that level 6 mark. And VX hanging around a little bit too long, gets sniped by that Thunder God's Wrath. Necroman picked off the tower mid lane and didn't really need to rotate their top. Gets caught out by EDE, well positioned by the Lion. And all of a sudden, Goomba finds a really good trade.
And they're going to position themselves pretty aggressively for a little bit more. It's not really the most aggressive lineup of 3 heroes up on top. And it looks like BU, they have a pretty good read on this. They'll try to pick a fight perhaps, but this is still just that dual lane we were talking about earlier. They're going to try to go for the tankiest target, but here comes Edie and Zeus. Necroman already dropped to half HP. Sniper has arrived, however, doing his best, but his best simply is not good enough with just Mask of Madness at this point. They have to disengage from the Tombstone. Dicer looking for an Omni-Slash target, won't quite find that one, and they will all back off. However, here comes Queen of Pain. Sonic Wave through, connecting onto everyone, but won't kill anyone. That's a little bit unfortunate for the Queen of Pain. A little bit of misread damage there. And after all said and done, cooldowns are exchanged, people are banged up, but no one actually dies.
Yeah, and all 5 heroes up in the top lane present for Burden United. RMN sitting in mid lane that entire time. It was a 4v5, so everyone surviving. No Omni-Slash used, no Thunder God's Wrath used from the side of Goomba. And they'll be able to reset here and look for a team fight shortly hereafter. The Orchid is going to come out pretty damn soon as well for RMN. He's only about 400 gold away from completing that up.
His tower destruction and the creep wave that comes with it should give him enough to actually join these fights and then be an unstoppable powerhouse, especially if he gets that Orchid on Queen of Pain. Shut down her blink or amplify the damage on Sniper. It's all good for him. In the meantime, though, BU, I think they will be able to dodge this fight because of how fast they're pushing. The Goomba side are coming in, but with no Storm Spirit, it's going to be difficult for them to start a fight. In fact, everyone in BU going to step forward. Thunder God's Wrath into all 5, and now Chill's going to TP in as well, though the Thunder God's Wrath is going to be, for the most part, buffed out by the Witch Doctor's heal. It is the tower to be denied by the Goomba side, and mid lane, this tower is probably not going to be denied, though it is fortifiable. Our men should secure that one for himself, although here comes a TP. It's that Sniper, and our men, he's looking for the tower destruction, gonna fall short. Tower is also going to be denied, but Storm Spirit still has his Orchid anyway, so he doesn't really care. So it's tower deny on either side, and again, it's pretty much just a wash.
Yeah, definitely so, and they get the more important tower, at least does Goomba, so the map control advantage that was currently held by BU with that mid lane being up while Goomba's was down is now remedied for their side, and RMN starting to pick up some momentum here. He's picked up the full Orchid, as you mentioned. Yule Scepter being flown out now to Saksha, though, so that'll be a nice item for her as well. After a very nice start, has been a little bit quiet by virtue of the couple of skirmishes that haven't really resulted in much top. ED will run into MyNuts. He's going to drop the finger on him in a zip forward from RMN. We'll look to finish him off with a couple kills. Kill secured by that Storm Spirit. No reveal of the Orchid quite yet unless he was clicked on there, but there is some dire vision that maybe scouted him out as he ran down the hill.
Yeah, so BU, I think they should have seen that Orchid if they were just checking their vision really diligently. And no, man, real Necroman's going to run right past our man. Are you kidding me? I thought they saw each other. It looked like there was a point there where they just had some vision on each other, but they're going to escape from one another. Storm Spirit probably a little bit unhappy that that happened, since he probably could have gotten that kill. Towards top, though, Chill going to be on the receiving end of a Death Ward. Thunder God's Wrath, Thunderbolt onto VX. Then the Queen of Pain will disengage. Chill's tanking through everything. Omni-Slash through, though Nicer Dicer is going to get one kill and then effectively block out that Laguna Blade with that spin. Pretty nicely done there. Zombies are still swarming up onto Necroman. So much armor, not going to help you up against so many zombies. Nicer Dicer, one swipe, there it is. A little bit of a late Yule Scepter there from the Lina. Now Dicer should be fine to disengage, although here comes Necroman, the real Necroman from the side. He's going to kill off the Juggernaut. Look for a moment, who will get the TP out of there. It's a 2-for-2 and a bloodbath up on this top lane.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sasha guessing wrong with that LSA for his side there. But yeah, very lucky fight for Nicer Dicer. He dodges the Sonic Wave with the Omni-Slash, then he dodges the Laguna Blade with the Blade Fury. That could have gone a lot worse for Goomba's side there, and a little unfortunate for BU. But they still come out with a pretty decent trade. Juggernaut going down for their Ogre there.
Well, after all these trades, every single one is just barely favoring Goomba. Not really a significant margin, however. The Storm Spirit really hasn't yet done anything with this Orchid, though it did come out at a pretty reasonable time. Since it hasn't been used yet, it's essentially as if he hasn't even bought it yet. And Goomba, they're still finding pretty decent engagements, despite the fact their Storm isn't really getting that much. Granted, Necroman, the real Necroman, is still farming up in his own jungle pretty much everywhere, and their Lina is pretty darn stacked as well, but really, Goomba, they have really yet to bring their full force to bear in the Storm Spirit. Up towards top, though, they might be looking for another fight. Here comes the Storm Spirit. Surprise silence into VX. And with the pull back, she will die to a Lightning Bolt. Tombstone was dropped there, maybe a little bit unnecessarily so, but it doesn't matter because they get the kill and they get a tower as a bonus.
Yeah, this is a great set of a scenario here for RMN and his squad. Yeah, apparently it is actually Zai. That's pretty legit there, so sorry for doubting you, chat. But either way, Tier 1 going to be taken top from the side of Goomba, and they're looking very good at this point after BU gaining a little bit of a lead early on. It's about at equilibrium in both net worth and experience, so both metrics looking much better for Goomba now. They're going to mount a defense bottom. Saksha looking to be alone, but he's got support waiting in the wings. That'll be Nuts as well as Necroman here. He's Yulesed up, chill, but the Thunder God's Wrath is going to scout everyone out, and now it looks like Come With Me is a little bit isolated. EDE going to look to find him, but not going to look to run past the fog line there into apparent danger.
Yeah, RMN's not in this fight, and that's just going to make Goomba really hesitant about jumping in to an exchange, even with perfect vision with that Thunder God's Wrath. It's just not enough because the moment doesn't really have anything after that. Completely tapped out of mana, and a Zeus with no mana is a really, really bad hero. Yet still, they are going to avoid a fight, and it looks like they will get a tower deny off of this one. So BU, they really wanted Goomba to start a fight there. They would have been so happy to take that one, but instead they lose a little bit of potential gold as, well, I'm assuming they will deny this bottom lane tower. It seems like Goomba are still trying to bait BU, though, into going for this one. I don't really think that's worth it. They should probably just deny that one and then be on their way.
Yeah. Goomba is playing, I mean, in my opinion, perfectly around this lineup. RMN has never joined really a 5-on-5 engagement at once. He's only taken numbers advantages thus far. 4-1-3 is his KDA on this Storm Spirit. Sasuke's going to look to find him out here, though, with the invisibility rune, and he will run right into him. RMN standing still is going to catch an LSA to the face. Oh, but he gets the Orchid off and actually doesn't get sunned up. He's going to look to take this kill on Saksha, but he'll be able to zip to the west and TP out. Bratata looking for him. Will get the vision a little bit too late, though. And RMN, once again safe, causes quite a bit of rotation over from BU and farming happening elsewhere for his squad.
I think you only really make that play as Alina if you're unsure of your damage combo. You see the Storm Spirit in the trees there. He's not really going to be randomly shuffling around. So you just open up with the LSA, Laguna Blade, and that would have gotten the kill. Down towards bottom, they're going to go towards Chill. However, Spike will interrupt that Death Ward. Finger Death onto Necroman, and the Thunder God's Wrath to jam it home. That's a kill for a moment, and still Edie's surviving right now. Come With Me, Rada taking not too much damage. Laguna Blade being thrown, but it will fall short. 21 HP. The Lion gets to live, and the Witch Doctor not so lucky. Arc Lightning down and dying, going to claim that kill as the zombies are running rampant. The zombie on the Lina won't quite get the kill. Sonic Wave now as VX joins the fight. Omnislash is there, though. Will kill off the Queen of Pain, and a moment is still around, though. He will die to the tower in the end.
Armen.
It's going to be a complete bloodbath. Storm Spirit getting into the back end to kill off the Lina, and it's a 5-for-1. Oh my god, Goomba just stomped that fight as I think the sniper really just got a little bit too far out of position right there, and BU coming in one at a time is not exactly how you want to be fighting in this game.
Yeah, they're playing so perfectly. EDE coming in for that extremely vital stun there onto the Witch Doctor, being able to extricate himself from danger, catching the Laguna Blade as well, and being totally out of the skirmish so they can't follow up on him. Then RMN coming in at the very end to clean things up. The Omni Slash on the blinking in Queen of Pain all by her lonesome, and everything looking very good for Goomba. They're able to split up BU very well, who looks really good on paper as a 5-man, but they just haven't been able to get the positioning down pat for these last couple engagements.
That really just wasn't a 5-man. They needed to be all there if they were going to take some sort of fight, maybe with some flexibility, being able to split the Omni Slash perhaps, but even with 2 Yule Scepters, they couldn't really shut down or slow down that Juggernaut from getting that slash off. The Omni Slash, the Queen of Pain, she should most of the time just Yules herself and be just fine because of it. I gotta assume that VX used that Yule Scepter on someone else in an aggressive fashion, or wasn't really, or just bursted down too quickly. She did die in just a little bit of time, so maybe just not enough time for BU to get their positioning correct, and well, now they're on the back foot in quite a substantial way. It's now 4,000 lead in favor of Goomba, a little bit more than that in the experience department, and as long as they keep up this pressure and with their itemization, I'm pretty sure they will, then they're going to look to restrict BU's farming space by quite a large margin. That's actually a magic wand recipe, but there's a Bloodstone incoming for the Storm Spirit, and Armen, he's 5-1-3 on top of the net worth chart, and for Goomba, their Juggernaut isn't too far behind.
Yeah, Juggernaut has recovered pretty damn well for having the start that he did. I gotta feel like VX or Zai's build here is a little bit defensive for my liking coming out of the safe lane. Already having the Yule Scepter up on the Lina. I mean, I understand the merits of it against a Jug. Necroman's gonna get picked off by RMN. As I'm harping on that, but either way, another nice pickoff from this Storm Spirit. Yeah, I feel like maybe something a little bit more damage oriented would have been nice for this Queen of Pain. She's gotten some really nice sonic waves off, but they've been just short quite a few times.
I mean, it doesn't really seem like BU are running into a lack of damage. It's that all their damage is being thrown towards Chill. And this is an Undying we're talking about. He'll have so much extra strength, and hell, even the other heroes on Goomba, because they are so far ahead, are also decently tanky. They're just going to go ahead and go for the Roshan. Healing Ward is only level 1, but with Chill tanking with that Crimson, taking pretty much no damage, and this will be a free Aegis for RMN, and that's going to let him just go ham whenever and wherever he actually wants to. This bottom lane should be pushed, and though they do have a level 2 Death Ward, they do have the level 2 Sonic Wave, all these things that would be nice really to fight, BU don't excel in these full 5-on-5 engagements. They really should be looking for pickoffs the entire time, and should be trying to avoid this type of situation, but it's a little bit too late because the situation is right in their front door, and they'll have to deal with it now, or just sack this tower, and I think sacking it is probably the safer decision.
Yeah, definitely fighting into a Storm Spirit with an Aegis. One of the better Aegis carriers in the game is really scary at this point, especially considering that they just don't have enough to keep their sniper away from all this initiation. He's got no BKB, of course, of his own. So looking pretty scary for him, and just a couple defensive Yule Scepters on the Lina and the Queen of Pain to soak up the Omnislash is not quite enough for them to take an engagement on those terms.
Well, 18-11, and Goomba walk in, take a very easy tower. They should be looking to repeat that. There's a courier here, actually for the Radiant. Okay, looks like they just really want to get this Bloodstone up for RMN, and he will have that one very, very shortly. But Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane dropped so easily. For Goomba, they should just be looking to do that again and again for the mid and top lanes. And BU, this is really their chance when they know that the push isn't coming, at least not immediately coming, to go ahead and look for some kills. If they get 1 or 2 pickoffs, they end up using their LSA, Sonic Wave, their insane burst damage to actually get a couple kills. They could stall out this game for quite a bit longer and get Necroman a little bit more farm, but if they don't find anyone, then the push is just going to end up coming as a 5-man squad. Then they're going to be on the back foot again. They're going to smoke up as Lina and Ogre, but go in the complete wrong direction. There's no one even close to this top lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's the right idea coming out from BU. They do need to take picks, and they certainly, as you mentioned, have the capability to do so. But Goomba sticking together for the most part, and all of a sudden finding farm on everyone. I mean, a moment as basically naked rushing this refresher, and the scary thing is he's not too far off of it. Top lane, though, they are going to Yules up RMN. He will be able to ball away from the LSA, but they will catch him with the Fire Blast. They're going to drop the Sonic Wave and the Laguna Blade, but it's only an Aegis, and he can look to re-engage. A moment, looking to scout things out with the Lightning Bolt. Will find Saksha here. The LSA will catch the Zeus, but RMN jumping forward with the Overload should be able to chase down Ratata. They'll even have the Hex from the Wayward side and bring down the Lina for free. They lose an Aegis, but not the biggest deal, with Saksha now down for 40 seconds.
Yeah, a little bit of a conservative play from Goomba. They ball lightning right past that Ogre Magi. Could have pulled him out of that TP and looked for 2 kills, but instead they just decided to take the important kill, take down the Lina, and I think in their position they can afford to go ahead and be conservative, but they could have potentially gotten 2. Who knows if they played things a little bit more greedily, how things could have worked out, but still, it's going to be an Aegis trade for their Lina. Lots of cooldowns from BU. And Storm Spirit, well, getting messed up a little bit by those Yule Scepters in his flow of combos. Once he grabs a BKB and up against what BU have, pretty sure there's BK incoming at some point in this game for RMN, then those Yule Scepters are going to be dead weight, at least towards Storm Spirit, who is actually, no, just got to keep an eye on this guy. He could solo kill literally anyone on BU if he finds an opening where the enemies are by themselves. But still, Goomba, they're going to lose the Aegis, and that means that their pushing is not going to outright come, especially if Chill dies down towards bottom. 2 TVs coming in, though, and Chill, though he took a lot of damage, all those nukes only brought him down to half. Now RMN going to go straight for Come with me, ignoring the sniper, going to go for the safe kill. Again, maybe RMN would have been better off killing off the higher priority target, or he'll just go for a courier. That's one fast Rainbow Donkey, though. Still being chased down, though. One hit, not quite going to do it, and RMN now completely out of mana. It's only one kill there, though. Goomba, a little bit too conservative, I think, in that play, as they saw a sniper, and usually when you see a sniper, you kill the sniper.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd that they go for that target. I mean, he did zip already that far, it seems. Yule Scepter top lane. They're going to find out a moment here with the LSA, and they'll use the Laguna Blade. Chill is here with a Tombstone and a Soul Rep to keep him up for the time being, but he won't get enough burst off onto Saksha for them to continue chasing. EDE is coming in from the east side, looking to find something with his finger. Does have a Blink Dagger available as well. Not going to catch any vision quite yet. He's smoked up, though, and if they do see Saksha reveal himself in lane, he's dead.
Well, the Lina gonna go for Chill with Finger Death from the behind, and Lina's gonna die. Blink out from Zai right now as Queen of Pain's gonna try to TP. Looks like, well, Goomba are a little bit blind there. They will not know where the Queen of Pain went. Oh, they're gonna think she's up here. That's not correct. But they will get the Lina kill in the end, ultimately trading that for the Zeus, as BU, they're constantly trying to go for this Undying.
Yeah.
And yeah, granted, he's a lot more physical resistant than he is magic resistant. He's just not dying with his 1500 HP, stick charges, even a blade mail is now up. So Lina, if you're going to be throwing your Laguna or Queen of Pain, your Sonic Wave, you really have to watch where you're throwing that thing. Chill's tanking so much for his team, and that's usually not what you see in Dota. If there's such a tanky opposing hero, you just ignore him and target focus someone else, but somehow Chill is still getting focused by BU, and maybe it's because BU think they could still burst him, but clearly it's not the case.
Yeah, and it's just another case of Goomba playing around their lineup really well. I mean, Chill is really the only one who's ever being shown in lane by his lonesome, so it's a little bit of poor opportunity coming out for BU, but they try to take what they can get, and as you mentioned earlier, just too tanky to bring him down. He soaks up a lot of their abilities, and then they're often able to re-engage with a couple of those bigger cooldowns down and find return kills, albeit a little bit insignificant in some of the return kills they've found recently, but either way, definitely beneficial engagement for Goomba, and they're just farming elsewhere on the map already. The top two on the net worth chart are theirs by a pretty wide margin.
And now they're going to smoke up. Chill ED. Looks like the Juggernaut also smoked up, although I don't really think he should be participating in the smoke. Level 2 Omni Slash or not, if you rejoin up with the Zeus up towards top, who is actually straight rushing Refresher, that takes some guts from the Zeus. If you're going to go for this ultimate focus build in the Zeus, usually it's Aghanims into Refresher, just because Aghanims gives you the mana necessary for you to actually use the Refresher. But Moment is going to man up and go for the biggest item that he could possibly find. We'll see if he's punished from that later on, but this kill might get him a little bit closer to it, as the Finger of Death is going to be cooling down in 5, and Zai is now spotted. He does have a BKB, though, and a Yule Scepter. So many ways that this Queen of Pain can dodge these nukes, and it looks like she'll escape. However, Witch Doctor is rotating in. Right now, BU don't know that these three heroes are in the area, and they're smoked up, and if they get a Hex onto anyone, they're just going to die. Come with me. The wrong place at the wrong time, buddy. Spike forward. Dicer 1, 2, 3 is going to get that kill. And VX can do nothing but Yule Scepter and run away. Suddenly 4 heroes up on the top lane for Goomba. But again, with our men not being there, I don't really think they can comfortably go for a push.
Yeah, they are going to need their Storm Spirit at some point, but they can look to put perhaps some chip damage into this tier 2. RMN will TP up to the top lane. He's going to zip about half the lane as well. He's got a regen rune, so seems to have these at all the most convenient times, and he'll be able to zip into the fray momentarily here. So they will throw Nicer Dicer up on the front lines as the battering ram, along with Chill. 2 unideal targets, to say the least, for BU, and they should take this tier 2 without contest.
BU instead are going to try to get some pressure going down on the bottom lane, but it's just not really comparable right now. Goomba take that one so easily that they're going to test the high ground. Now, this is probably something they can't get away with unless they win somehow a massive team fight, like a 4-0 or something like that. But hey, free damage is free damage. They're going to take what they can get. Blink in from RMN, blink out again. Assassinate towards Chill. Yule Scepter number 1 setting up for the Lina, perhaps. No, she's going to set up for herself. Doesn't need anyone to help her, but suddenly Orchid, and then her combo's busted. There's the Tombstone on the deck. That's not going to last for very long, though. Finger of Death from low ground. Necroman with the Thunder God's Wrath is going to die. Sniper unable to get anything going because the burst of Goomba is just ridiculous. And that Tombstone was just pretty much bait there from Goomba, and boy did Necroman bite. 23-12. Though they don't get much damage up on the high ground, they still get a free kill on the Sniper, and they're really close to a tier 2. They could take that as well. since the Storm Spirit is still around with still a lot of mana. VXZai, he's going to wrap around, trying to go towards Edie. BKB is up, but suddenly Orchid through. Yule Scepter on the Lina. Everyone's getting juggled every which way, but it's Edie to take the focus right now as VX is right on his tail. Sonic Wave wants to be held. Omni Slash is there, though, and the Queen of Pain is just going to die. Edie is going to live for a little while longer, though the poison should kill him off in the end. Dicer's still on the front lines with a lot of farm as well. Armen going to come in from the top side as well. Necroman, come with me. Both on the run. They're going to try to race to the Death Ward. The Juggernaut's going to instantly spin that one out, but still, it's only a level 2 Death Ward. No Aghanim's not going to do too much. Necroman, Minots rather, on the run. Armen not with the most mana right now, and it looks like they will be forced to let Minots get away. But still, that's a 1 for 3 following that sniper pick, and Goomba are taking miracle fight after miracle fight. This Omni Slash on the Queen of Pain has so far been her bane.
Yeah, and despite his start, a Moment has been really effective in at least giving them vision in these fights and bringing some of these squishier targets pretty damn low. As soon as he sees that Mask of Madness pop up on Necro, drops that Thunder God's Wrath, and it's doing a hell of a lot of work up against a sniper who has pretty much nothing in the way of magic defense at this point. And the defensive builds coming out from the Queen of Pain as well as the Lina not really paying off when they're on the back foot, really just seems to delay the inevitable.
And Goomba, it seems like the game is even favoring them in this particular game. Roshan is going to respawn pretty much as soon as they all walk by the Roshan pit. I don't know exactly how long that Roshan timer was. Didn't seem like it was that long, actually. Probably close to minimum duration, but Goomba are going to get a really, really lucky break. Or I guess a lucky series of events. They don't even need a break. They'll clear out Roshan, and BU are going to just be sitting there dumbfounded like, wait, Roshan was alive? What the hell? Well, they can't do anything about it right now because RMN is going to grab another double life. Is this a Lincoln Sphere? No, it's still a freaking magic wand recipe. Why does he even have that? But it's the Lincoln Sphere incoming for the Storm Spirit. Chill over towards mid, though, is all alone. As tanky as he may be, actually he's going to dodge the LSA. The Lina whiffing that one again. One Thunder God's Wrath is there. Zeus on the run out. Again, no mana for the second one from a Moment. This is why you don't go straight Refresher Rush, because you just can't use the item. But they lose the Undying. Not really a terribly huge deal at this stage in the game.
Yeah, he couldn't have killed anyone off with the second Thunder God's Wrath either. Necroman was the lowest with 360 HP, so 350 damage before resistances for that Thunder God's Wrath wouldn't have killed him off. But yeah, either way, a little odd that he goes straight for that Refresher without even Arcanes in his inventory. But he does have a Null Talisman in the stash, so and will hit his level 16 soon, so that'll be a big pickup for Goomba, and they're doing well pretty much on all fronts at this point.
Yeah, a Moment needs another like 200-ish mana if he's just gonna drop his double ultimate. Ball lightnings or lightning bolts and arc lightnings extra. Armen's gonna jump towards Necroman. Orchid is going to be ticked onto that Ghost Scepter, but Ogre Magi's all alone. Armen's gonna draw a nice clean kill for himself. Lincoln Sphere saving him a little bit from that damage from the Ogre, but yeah, Armen is a menace right now. I think that's pretty much been established. Juggernaut already has his Eye of Skadi, and BU, though they're farming okay on their other three cores, like Queen of Pain, BKB, Ultimate Orb, Lina has her Ags, and Sniper's not doing too terribly either. Their farm isn't bad, it just doesn't seem like their farm is as effective right now as Goomba's, because they're mostly focusing their farm onto this Undying. Up towards top, though, come with me, gonna look for a wraparound. Cask is there, but it's immediately blink forward. Edie's gonna go straight for Zai. Perfect chain stun there, instantly TPing out, though. Necroman is gonna look for the assassinate. Thunder God's Wrath can pick up the Witch Doctor now. Here comes Armen, looking to help the Witch Doctor, but the Lion rather. He's gonna die in an instant, though. Necroman gonna try to straight TP out, pull out of that TP, though. Necroman is bound to fall right now, and he's going to double kill for a Moment, as somehow he steals that kill away from RMN. Maybe no mana doesn't really matter on this Zeus, because BU, it looked pretty decent for them, but again, Sonic Waves on the Witch Doctor, it's not exactly how you want to spend that spell.
Yeah, unfortunately the line is down for 39 seconds, but Age is still up on RMN. Regen Rune in tow as well is probably going to sound a high ground push here. They've got the level 16 up on the Zeus. Refresher is down, but one ultimate still available to a Moment, and everyone else looking damn healthy from the side of Goomba. They've got the Omni Slash at the ready as well, so they'll look to go high ground, force this buyback out from the Sniper, who's down for at least another 20 seconds, but does have the buyback.
They have a fortification to stall this for a little bit, but in the meantime, RMN is on a super secret mission. Of course, he has another regen because that seems fair. He's going to jump right towards the Lina. Yule Scepter on herself, going to dodge some lightning damage from the Zeus, but come with me, not as lucky, and Lina will die anyway. Come with me, still alive for right now, but RMN will make short work of that Witch Doctor in the end. Buyback from the Lina out of desperation, has that Laguna Blade. they really need to actually fight, but it might be a little bit too late because Raxes are dropping really rapidly. Our men gonna jump right in towards the Lina once again. Another ball lightning forward, another ball lightning forward, and it's a godlike double kill dieback from the Lina. In the meantime, Omni Slash gonna be negated almost entirely by Ghost Scepter, but Necroman is still right on top of our men, and our men is still a menace. Here comes Zai, looking to go for Chill perhaps, looking for anyone, but he can't really find anyone. Necroman now on the run from our men. This Storm Spirit still has an Aegis, Finger of Death, the triple kill for our men as Nicer Dicer gets the last kill. It's a clean sweep, and Goomba demolished their way through game 1.
I was going to say poor RMN doesn't even get to use his Aegis, but he'll have it popped there by the tier 4s and the tier 3. And very well played by the Storm Spirit, and Goomba entirely playing around their lineup, only ever showing the Undying, always taking a numbers advantage, not trying to fight into this strong 5-man of BU. And BU just get outmaneuvered in this game 1.
Alright guys, but this is a best of 3, so we'll see if BU can bring it back and force a game 3. For right now, I'm Mikelorus. I've been joined by MRP Dota. It's been a pleasure, guys, and we'll see you in the next game.